Go live.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gotta love having over 100 passwords.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook Messenger isn't working on my laptop, so I tried deleting my cookies, and it didn't help at all.
Mm.
It will not load. What I can do is I can open the app and then search
Mm-hmm.
someone by name, and that'll kind of force it, but it will not just open.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I looked it up, and it seems like no one's having this problem. No one else is having this problem. There's one person who Apple responded to them and said, like, this isn't an issue on mobile, and then they said it's not on mobile, it's on desktop, and then that was the end of it.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I can't drag photos into Facebook Messenger. I have to do it manually, like the old-fashioned way. It's dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But look at that. We're here.
Kilgore Void, what's up, my squat thrusts? Dr. Drokel, cookies. Lucky Bats,
Yeah.
ooh. Zerg619, hello, Eons and Nick, how are you?
We
Brett
are good.
S. Hey guys, enjoy Flores. Man, if Z Noob shows up, we'll get the whole deck.
We should create a playing card
Yeah.
set with all of us degenerates.
You know what was super cool?
Hmm.
So I was listening to the new episode of Trapped Under Plastic, and they ranked all the games. And it was really funny because Scott ranked Kill Team last, and 40K and Age of Sigmar both in D. They went A, B, C, and D.
Mm-hmm.
But John Ninjon, he kind of flipped it because he had Age of Sigmar in his A.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was his only A.
What was Scott's favorite game?
It was the soccer game. I forget the name of it. It's basically Blood Bowl but soccer.
Ah.
Scott, it doesn't seem like Scott likes. Oh no, he does like one 40K game. He likes the one that's not the one that's Age of Sigmar but not Warcry.
Mm.
What do I need?
Guild Ball?
Guild Ball. Yeah, that's what it was.
Are they like Underworlds?
Yes.
Ah.
Guild Ball was Scott's favorite, along with Warhammer Fantasy Battles.
Ah.
And Ninjan just made so much fun of him for it.
Good.
How do I want? I'll use this. Or should I use the color I used for Santa? My fist on red's like the same thing.
Dr. Druckle, does today's video mean we'll see some Age of Sigmar painting streams soon? Then the kitchen?
And then the kitchen. It's very possible.
Ah, we were talking Age of Sigmar today.
Mm-hmm.
Love a good Sig. Love a good Mar.
Mm-hmm. Joy Flare, is the soccer one that got canceled? Yes, the soccer one that got canceled. But when I brought this up about because of the playing cards, so whichever one of them has played Malifaux before, I think it was John.
Mm-hmm.
Malifaux doesn't use dice.
Ah.
No dice. It's all you pull a card from a deck of cards.
Hmm.
which sounds like the greatest thing of all time. I knew it used playing cards. I didn't know it only used playing cards. Man, I love Malifaux so much.
Then you should marry it.
I know. It's like steampunk / Victorian / like Industrial Revolution punk / Gremlins. Dr. Jokel, did Games Workshop change it to Age of Sigmar because fantasy just started sounding too generic? I think most of it was that it was just too bloated and old, and they just wanted to revamp it.
No, it's because they needed money.
That's true.
Because they're a failing company.
Mm-hmm.
And good riddance.
Yeah. Because Warhammer Fantasy Battles was first, before 40K. I think it was I think it just had reached the end of its life, and so Games Workshop killed it, and then made a better thing to replace it. I can say that with authority, having played many a game of Warhammer Fantasy Battles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You played more games of Fantasy Battles than Kill Team.
Almost. I heard that they were bringing Fantasy Battles back at some point. I heard that too, and I have no idea what that means. Like, why would they bring back a game that's going to compete with Age of Sigmar? So maybe they're going to bring it back like 30K? Even though, has 30K ever been that hot? Does anybody care about their... I mean, there's like... I know that there's a core group of elites who can play 30K and can afford 30K.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, also, we're painting the elves today.
Ah, yes.
I think I'm going to make these elves opposites. So what's green on one elf is going to be red on the next elf.
Mm.
And then vice versa.
They still make the Lord of the Rings stuff, though that's probably because they want to maintain the license.
Mm-hmm. 619, I was able to do the base for my Papercraft Eons. It took me a while since I have cheap acrylic paints, but it came out well. That's great. Brad S. Warhammer Fantasy Battles just didn't sell well anymore. It was like 10% of Games Workshop's revenue. 10% is insanely low for being like the number 2 game. But I bet it was low enough for them to be like, let's try again.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try again, and no Bretonians and no Tomb Kings. But I don't care about Bretonians. I thought Tomb Kings were pretty sweet, but you know what? The Ossiarch Boners are, I think, way better.
Do they give you boners?
Brett S. The salt when they killed it off was pretty ridiculous. It was incredible, the level of salt. The best bet?
Yep.
What'd I miss? Nothing. Painting elves. Yeah, Kilgore. Yeah, Duncan Rhodes came by. Midwinter was in here earlier. Scott just left. You missed him. Goobertown was here earlier. For some reason, both Rhett and Link, but not at the same time. Turns out they hate each other.
No, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
All famous duos hate each other.
Mm-hmm. Kilgore Void. It's hard to stand out with fantasy. There's just so many fantasy model miniature war games out there. That is very true. You know what, though? I was thinking about it, because I'm like, why does everyone get all hot and bothered for Age of Sigmar when there's 40k? And I think it's because 40k... I feel like anyone can get Age of Sigmar. Like, think about the number of steps it takes to explain a Space Marine to someone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like an Iron Man suit with the Hulk inside of it. It looks a little bit like Buzz Lightyear. It's not StarCraft. And they're super religious.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't take that much work to be like, hey, there's some goblins that just do a lot of shrooms.
Yeah.
It's a giant, and he's got a club. Like, I feel like fantasy stuff is way more self-evident.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's a Tau?
Yeah, there's a lot of explaining.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Drokel. I knew Rhett and Link hated each other behind the scenes. Link got tired of losing too many international food games.
Mm-hmm.
Kilgore Void. Okay, so millions of years ago, some angry space puddings got mad at each other. What about the space? We're gonna get there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you start all the way at the Horus Heresy.
Yeah, I don't know. Sigmar seems cool.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like a lot of fun. The models are gorgeous.
You know what? I bet everyone's just wrong and it sucks. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a nice strong one for today.
Joey Flores, I still have a box of that one fantasy game, Parabellum Games Conquest: The Last Augment of Kings. Really, really flows right off the tongue. Was $60 for the starter. So many models I have yet to touch. Dr. Drogle. I never played either 40k or Warhammer Fantasy, but I used to buy a fair amount of Games Workshop Undead models.
That's unreal. That's Undead.
The almighty Jonk. Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Do I invert the colors or do I leave them as is? We'll see.
Okay.
I want to play Malifaux.
Yeah, who are you gonna play it with?
Looks like a really fun card game. Get it? Because it uses cards. But it's a models game. I think when we do the video where I paint with magnifying glasses on, I'm going to paint a Malifaux model. Because they're so ungodly tiny.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Brett S. finished up my Venom Crawler. On to more Necron Warriors.
Nice.
Yeah, good old finishing stuff. I don't know if there's anything more rare in any hobby than someone finishing something in wargaming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm going to make a 10,000 point army of orcs. Oh, how much do you have painted? Well...
Yeah.
That's, I own, probably 3,000 points. How much is painted? Well, I've got some Space Marines that are painted.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you play with Space Marines? Well, no, I don't have enough points, but...
I only have one Space Marine model.
Mm-hmm. Kilgore Void. I got some War Machine miniatures kicking around someplace. How is War Machine in Hordes? I haven't heard of that game in years. Are they doing okay? I know in like 2014-15, they were kind of catching up to 40k, and then Games Workshop kind of stopped being dinguses. And, started to have a YouTube channel and a Facebook and actually teasing their release schedule and being a company. And it seemed like they just kind of skyrocketed. Dr. Drokel, I played an RPG system one time where success in your action was decided by making successful Jenga moves. That sounds pretty awesome. You know what? I'm going to invert the colors, and we are just going to see what happens.
Ooh, you're so naughty.
YOLO. YOLO, you ought to look out.
Void, I think the game is dead.
I definitely don't ever hear anything about it ever. Remember, I think there was a point in time where I was very much looking at War Machine and Hordes. They sold it at the Gray's Lake store. And so when I was there a lot, I'd peruse, look them up online. There were some cool models. I think I had a faction that I'm like, if I ever did this, this would be the faction. I think whichever faction was green and silver. But
Necrons.
Yeah. That was exactly the War Machine and Hordes faction.
Play the Necrons in every game.
Mm-hmm. Is that elf holding a Desert Eagle? Yes! And a Molotov cocktail. They're Santa's little helpers. One of the more interesting games I've played recently was A Quiet Year. Also uses cards, but you don't play as a person or an army, you play as a community, and you take turns deciding what happens. Neat. So when do you shoot stuff with lasers, though? And who are the Space Marines?
Asking the real questions.
Mm-hmm.
I want to play the Gloomspite Gets. That's what I want to do in fantasy. We were looking at those models today.
Mm-hmm. Also, I thought that was a Coke in the elf's left hand. It's a Molotov cocktail. Or at least it will be. I think, though, it is a little... The bottle isn't quite like a alcohol bottle. It does look like a Coke bottle.
Mm.
You know, whoever polygoned this model, I think... maybe they used an asset. Should have been a big bottle of J&B. Is whiskey that flammable, though? It should probably be vodka or something.
Yeah, it probably should be vodka.
You know, to make a proper bomb.
You should paint it clear.
Ah, yeah, I should paint it clear. I'll get out my clear paint, and I'll paint it clear.
Mm-hmm.
How often do we all paint seasonal miniatures? This is the first time I've had the time of year dictate what I paint. I guess I've done it twice because I painted the Halloween thing, the Halloween diorama.
Yeah. Pure Void. Yo, is somebody doing construction by you, Jay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am. 3D printing. Yep. Too many people bought cookie cutters.
Darn. Yeah, we'll make sure people buy less next time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really annoying.
Mm-hmm.
I also have little elves
Mm-hmm.
that are building in the background. They're building my own little house.
Ah, Kilgore Void. I put pipe cleaner wreaths on my minis for festivity. Oh, that's lovely. Whiskey's plenty flammable. Oh, neat. Oh, paint it like a Coke bottle as a special delivery for those cute diabetic polar bears. But there's there's the cloth hanging out of it that you're supposed to light up. Kilgore Void. I still sit sadly by my mailbox every day, waiting for my future Space Warrior cookie cutter. So you haven't been waiting that long.
I shipped out a bunch of them today. And Kilgore Voids was one of them. I made sure I spit in it.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it's a Coca-Cola bottle because that makes sense for elves to have, like all the sugary foods that they ate in Elf. I remember that. I liked that movie.
It was very cute.
Good old Zoe Deschanel and...
Yep, that's the main character.
Oh, who was the dad? It'd be funny just name all the characters except for... God, what's his name? Will Ferrell?
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell.
Yeah, that's the main character.
I remember one time I got not in a fight with somebody, but I was talking about this Zoe Deschanel movie called The Eulogy, and I think I was talking with our friend Amanda, and Amanda's like, "That's not a real movie. That doesn't exist." Or we looked it up on IMDb, like Zoe Deschanel on IMDb to see what this movie was, and it wasn't there. But it turns out she was in there. I think she was uncredited and Ray Romano was uncredited.
Wow.
Or it just wasn't on their IMDb's. I mean, it's not a great movie, but I didn't think it was so bad that it needs to not exist. No, that comedy powerhouse Ray Romano. No, I kind of like Everyone Loves Raymond. It's very much a product of its time.
Yeah, I was about to say, I too am an old person.
Mm-hmm. But it's not bad.
No, it's not bad.
That was Zoe? I thought that was Katy Perry. They are slightly different people. I think reversing the colors was fun on the elves. Has anyone seen the movie The Eulogy? I might be the only person.
No, Kilgore Boyd's probably seen it.
Oh yeah. I know Peter Dinklage is in it. Oh yeah, he was in Elf. Because they potentially insensitively keep calling him an elf. Dr. Jokel. Also, it has to be Mexican Coke because it doesn't come in glass bottles in the U.S. anymore. Maybe it's still in glass in the North Pole. Well, it's always a glass bottle when the polar bears are drinking it.
That's true.
Because the glass is just so much sexier.
It is.
James Cain played the dad, unless you mean the elf dad. That was Bob Newhart. Just name all the characters and actors except for Will Ferrell. Joey Flores. I swore some of that Mexican Coke is in non-Mexican grocery stores. Is it still Mexican Coke? Yeah, I think they do sell it everywhere, and it still is Mexican Coke. You can buy it in most grocery stores, I think. Like a 6-pack of the glass bottle Coke. You can often find it in U.S. grocery stores. It's imported from Mexico. Kilgore Void. Jarrito? Love a jarrito. Joy Flores. I wonder if they could redo the scene with Dinklage today, or if it would still get canceled. I don't think it would get canceled. I think it's a cute enough scene from a good enough movie that no one cares.
Mm-hmm.
No one gets mad at good movies.
And I don't think people care about little people.
No. Yeah, I mean, they barely have any problems. They're just short.
And now you're canceled.
Obviously, he was a South Pole elf. Glass bottle Dr. Pepper is something magical, let me tell you. And Moxie. I don't think I've ever had Moxie, but I was checking my bottle caps, and I've had Dang It. I've had something called Dang It.
Dang, it's good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I remember telling you guys that I had some disgusting beverage the other day, and it was a Malta Goya, a fermented drink from Mexico, and it was undrinkable. Like, it didn't taste like beer; it just tasted like spoiled stuff. Malta Goya. Welcome to the EOB problematic stream.
You mean every single one?
Kilgore Void. Hey, you leave Malta alone. Malta Goya? You like Malta Goya? Ugh.
I'll fight you with my weak-ass painting hands.
Mm-hmm. I wish we could all try Malta Goya right now, so that we could all say that how wrong Kilgore Void is.
It's on Kilgore Void. All right, I'm waiting for it. You're waiting for cookie cutters. I'm waiting for the Malta.
I like most Goya problems. Haven't tried Malta. Isn't there a brand of beans called Goya?
Yes.
It did not taste like beans.
That's what you were going for, right?
I don't know what they were going for.
Bean soda. Joey Flores at Eons of Battle. Patreon only reaction and review of Malta. I'll drink it.
I think I'll pick up a couple next time we go to next time I go to the grocery store.
Ooh.
And they're on sale for like 50 cents. Like no one likes them. Every time I've been there, because I always go to the specialty soda section. Every time I go, they have them on sale.
Wow.
It becomes Nick's new favorite drink.
Oh, what if it is? What if it's actually amazing and you're just horribly wrong?
Mm-hmm. I've been wrong before.
You know I like the sweetest of sweet. So is it the sweetest of sweet?
There's no sweetness to it.
Then I will not like it.
Eons of bad taste. Everyone submit Malta reactions.
I'll edit them all together.
Mm-hmm. There is some Vietnamese place I've been to that makes a good red bean based drink.
Interesting.
I had one college buddy who drank it with me, and that's how we got to be buddies.
Aw, that's a very cute story.
Join the EOB Patreon for monthly drink reviews. I tried a LaCroix not too long ago and was thoroughly disappointed. Yeah, you drink LaCroix for the bubbles.
Yeah.
Because there's really no taste.
Yeah.
All right, Joey's buying us Malta.
Perfect.
That ought to do it.
Speaking of LaCroix.
You know, I'm having a glass of eggnog.
I have some eggnog in the fridge.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for the tip, Joy Flores. We really appreciate it. I feel like all of the tips just become inside jokes. Do you like rap?
Yeah. I do like rap. Ben Montgomery. I bet it tastes like kombucha without the bucha.
Without the bucha. So just come. Only giving $4 because Malta deserves better.
Wow. Man, I guess we're doing it.
Yep.
I love it.
True, Misfit King. What is this figure? These are Santa's Little Helpers from the... Here, let me pull up Santa. From the Anvil Industries Bad Santa model. It's a lovely model. I think they sell it for like $20. And it comes with the two elves. on Anvil Industries website. Lovely seasonal model. I think it debuted in 2018. And it's pretty epic.
It is. It's a very cute model.
Mm-hmm. So, Ben, when are we playing Kill Team?
Yeah, Ben, when are we playing Kill Team? We can make it work. If you can make it work,
yeah,
we can make it work.
True Misfit King. Come.
Ah, classic. Do you guys like Malta?
Malta Goya. True Misfit King. God, I love him so much. Will you be making a video showcasing the finished product? Probably not, but it will be on Instagram in all its glory. You'll probably see a 360. You'll probably see some glamour shots. So it'll be out there. Although I did have an idea. I kind of want to make probably an hour-long video where I just talk about all the models I've painted on stream and like the models I've painted lately, and talk about how I think they went and what I learned and what didn't work. Because I think there's some desire for that, just talking about painting, and then you can put it on when you're painting.
You mean a podcast about painting?
No, more specific than that, because I'll talk about like actual things about the model, and you kind of need to see the model to know what I'm talking about.
Trapped Under Paint.
Trapped Under Paint stick.
That should be the name of it.
Mm-hmm. With Jay the Miniature Madman and Nick John.
And Nick is also here.
Dr. Drokel. What's wrong with the elf's furs? Actually, both elves are wearing... This elf is wearing a ski mask and night vision goggles. And this elf is wearing bullet-resistant face armor. I think the Marvel character Crossbones wears one, too. And I think the Punisher's nemesis... whose name is... I don't remember.
Chat.
If you want a pizza roll, email me at my web zone. Post a comment to this web zone if you want a pizza roll. Get out of my creepy basement. Man, when are we getting another Plinkett review? Although I watched the Star Trek Discovery Plinkett review, and it was kind of amazing. It's one of the reasons why I started watching TNG. Because they had so much joy for that show. And I'm like, you know what? I bet I'll like that. And I do. Are you planning on basing them together in a diorama type situation or separately? Definitely separately. I think the elves are going to get 25 or 28 millimeters, and then Santa is going to get a 40. Eons of Blathering would be a perfect podcast name. James Cameron Clark. Once again, I am unable to sleep, but at least I have you guys to watch.
Yeah.
The ski mask one looks like bandages. That's the one I was concerned with. I could make out the Army of Two style mask on the other one. Yeah, I think it's a ski mask. It is a little odd looking. Kilgore Void. Gotta get a Whopper and a 40. Push the Whopper button. I think the ski mask elf is also wearing a baseball cap underneath. No, he has night vision goggles. He's wearing night vision goggles that are flipped up. I mean, bloody bandages would be a really cool design choice for one of them. Nah, I think that these elves are too tactical to possibly take damage.
Tactical elves.
Kilgore Void. It's that time of year. Ding, fries are done, ding, fries are done, ding, fries are done, ding, fries are done. I work at Burger King making paper whoppers and paper hats. Would you like an apple pie with that? Would you like an apple pie with that? Good old YouTube like 10 years ago. And remember,
I know it's Nick's printer, but it sounds like somebody is trying to vacuum as quietly as possible.
Remember YouTube animations that were made in MS Paint?
Mm-hmm.
Could you make a kill team with these, proxying them for other models? You probably could, although it'd be hard to amass them. I guess you could play them as custodies, and then Santa and each elf is a custody, so then you only need 3 models. But I guess you could probably sell off just the Santas and amass the elves. Although it's going to be these 2 elves, so you're probably just going to have to find other elves. Kilgore Void. I think it predates YouTube. It might. Maybe we're thinking of 2 different YouTube videos. I'm sure there's got to be other Christmas elf figures out there. Yeah, but are they tactical elves?
That's true.
Are they ready to pop a cap in you?
I sure hope so.
Oh, I should have gotten more corn red. Well, I'll get another pot of corn red when I go to buy Malta Goya tomorrow. Oh wait, the store's not open tomorrow. I think it's not open Mondays and Tuesdays.
Ah, yeah. ship it to your house, and get it in a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why buy it? Why buy it from the local game store for $4 when I can buy it on Amazon for $7?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's what I always say.
Yeah. And you like to support Amazon.
Mm-hmm. I guess I could drive to Gray's Lake.
That's true. Maybe someone won't be buying boxes or whatever the fuck.
Oh no, they have 40K.
Hmm.
Kilgore Void. If my foggy memory serves, somebody had a set of rules for wargaming on those kitschy Christmas diorama displays. That would be a lot of fun. Just have baby Jesus fighting off one of the wise men. My grandma, she got really into those, but she didn't quite understand like how it worked. So she would make her little Christmas village out of like toys and rocks and just stuff. And it was great. So like there'd be like a lovely Christmas village house, but then there would be like a little doll house. And like toy animals that aren't, you know, the camels and the cows and the sheep. Corn red. Don't you mean Castle Necro red?
Exactly.
Dr. Drokel, if you're using the chimney for Santa, where is the elf going to be pouring the grenades? Maybe I'll have a different chimney. Because that was a small chimney anyway. He's got remarkable aim. Joy Flores, buy it on Amazon for $7 and then put it in a dropper bottle for $3.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love everyone who's like, dude, $15 is outrageous. That's insanely overpriced. It only cost me $25 to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we get that comment, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does not make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There she is.
Just quietly replace the baby Jesus with an orc and see how long it takes someone to notice. I don't think anyone would ever notice. Be an easy swap. Oh, baby Yoda. The orc's front of Wog and the Wog's orc front. What did the Imperium ever do for us? That's true. That's a very good point. I've been reading Nighthaunt, and it seems like it's not that rough to be Chaos. You know, other than kind of being at the mercy of dark gods.
But I mean, aren't we all?
Mm-hmm. Is it sacrilegious to kit bash Jesus for your nativity scene? I don't think so.
I won't tell if you won't tell.
I mean, you can buy baby Jesuses from any bakery What's the name of the cake that you bake a baby Jesus into?
Baby Jesus cake?
Yeah, but you can buy like just like a little. It's a weird baggie of like 5 baby Jesuses. Just pick up a couple of those. I remember doing that one year. I think at my grandma's church we had baby cake Jesus cake, and the baby Jesus got damaged when they cut the cake.
That's pretty funny. That's the real meaning of Christmas.
Dr. Drokel, I bought a set of 50 dropper bottles with caps on eBay a few years ago, and it only cost $8, 11 with shipping. So it sounds like it cost $11. Plus, are you going to add agitators? Are you going to add a little bit of flow aid? Are you going to use anything to get your paint from one container to another? I think $15 is a very reasonable estimate.
Bang.
Ring.
Yeah.
Joey Flores, you could just buy a Obi-Wan Kenobi figure and call it done. Yes, Obi-Wan Kenobi is Jesus. Come get your bag of Jesus! There is a company that does dropper lids for Citadel pots. Quite expensive, though. Yeah, they're like $1 a piece. I get that you can, if you have them, you have them, but
But like you said, if you really hate the Games Workshop pot so much, don't buy Games Workshop.
Mm-hmm.
Blech.
I mean, that sounds like shill talk.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am just a shell. Oops.
All right, folks, it's that time of the evening where we're done.
Exactly.
But yeah, if you want more Eons Battle content, you can watch the video we published today.
Yep.
Or if you're in the holiday mood, you could watch the video published on Friday.
Yeah. And we have a video coming out on Wednesday as well.
Yeah, it's a doozy.
It is a doozy.
Much better than our last Wednesday video. Get it? Because our last Wednesday video was basing.
Yeah. I love. There's a few comments where people were like, "It's Wednesday."
Yep.
It was so funny. I never laughed more in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Brett asks, "Good talk, guys. Hope to see you tomorrow night." Or yep, I read it right.
Void. You're just a shill up on Capitol Hill. All right, how do I end this thing? Good night.
Good night, guys.